Alright, so you know those moments where you spend all the time making a video and then you find out your mic wasn't on? Yeah, that just happened to me making this. So it's round 2 of this. But today's video is going to be titled The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of For Honor in year 2019 up until December 4th. Now, this is heavily opinion rated. It's my opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's okay. But I gotta say that because people get triggered about that apparently in 2019. But that's just how the world is. Now we're gonna start off with the goods. 4 new heroes: BP, Hitakiri, Yorm, and Sunda in the new Breach map. These were all great additions to the game, but some great, not so great. We'll get into that later. The testing grounds. It gives Yubi a chance for them to listen to our community. Hopefully. I'll get into that later. Events. New events were nice, and then the various buffs and nerfs. We got the Valk buff, the Warlord buff, the Lawbringer rework, and the upcoming Scent rework. And then the infamous Raider nerf. Those were all good to the game. But now we're going to get into the bads, which is BP. The first one on our list today is BP's Unpunishable Bash. I don't think this bash should be the way it is right now, where it is unpunishable, considering 90% of the cast can't punish that bash correctly or effectively. Now I consider it unpunishable if between 90 to 95% of the 90 to 100% of the cast cannot punish it. Which, let's be honest, most of this cast cannot. I think it is what is I like to call a commitment move, where if you commit and you mess up, you should be punished because you are committing to said attack. Now, people will say just parry his lights, but he can also do a neutral bash, so if you turtle up, he can just bash you to death. So, you're not really playing your game, you're playing the BP's game, and it's bad. And not to mention how safe BP is. I don't think a character should be this safe in a fighting game. Now the next bad was the Shigoki rework. It was both good and bad that Brother Goki got a rework. I'm a little upset that one-shot hug was gone, but that's healthier for the game. But the bad is how much you get for the hug now. 20 damage, 20 to 25 damage. Come on, Yubi. That's not worth it. The hug is not worth it. The headbutt is not worth it. You can't really trade correctly. Well, you couldn't really trade correctly throughout the whole year with that rework. But now the problem was you had to commit a second feat known as Juggernaut to do your job correctly when you got a Raider and Hitakiri that do your job better. So why would you take Juggernaut over Rocksteady? And another bad is Rocksteady simply not working like it's supposed to. Because it says you're supposed to be not unbalanced at all, and you got other characters like a sweep. Now for Highlander's Caber Toss is different. It causes you to stand up faster because it's considered a throw, and it allows for the parry. But Yorm's Bash, it still knocks you on your ass with it for some reason, which is considered being unbalanced. So I don't get why it does that. Now, next is the Gladiator Rework. If I'm being honest, in my opinion, it feels like what everybody's community from the feedback from the testing grounds got completely ignored by Yubi. The toe stab tracks too damn well now. It's too damn good at its job. And nobody really wanted these fast lights. I didn't hear anyone saying that they want fast lights. But that's just how it is now. I'll get into the toe stab and all that later. That's not the point of the video right now until we get to that part. Now, next is the Orochi Buff. Why, Yubi? This character is infamous from running away from fights like Shinobi, since that is what most assassins do, is they run away from fights. So they made him on par away. I don't get why. And they sped up his lights. Why? Nobody likes fast lights in this game. Nobody likes them. They're annoying. It's not skillful at all just to mash your R1 button. But hey, he can run away now. And another bad I want to get into is feats. There are some feats that are so strong as fuck. Feats need reworked. A big elephant in the room is Kai and Kunai. I think Kai recharges too quickly for what it is and what it can do. The same thing goes for Kunai. Most 1v1s will last anywhere between a minute to 2 minutes. And it will allow characters with Kai or Shurikens or Kunais to throw out multiple ones in a fight, and those are about a bar of health. So maybe just make their cooldown longer, because I don't think a Kai should be able to come up once or twice every fight. Now next is the Nobushi buff. They turned her into light spam. She is predictable as fuck now. This rework, it's a lazy rework. It is very, very lazy to just speed up the lights on a character and call it a rework. A rework is completely redefining the character, like Shigoki and Lawbringer, and a character like Hanzo from Overwatch, where they completely redid him. They completely redid everything about that character. That is a rework, not what they did with Nobushi, where they just sped up her lights and called it a day. Not to mention the bleed bug that was going around. Now, the Hitokiri nerf, some say it's bad, some say it's good. It just depends upon where you put it. I say it's both good and bad, it's in the middle. It was needed. Hitokiri's nerf was needed, she did. The only one who could compete with her hyper armor at the time was Raider. And then Raider got nerfed. And then Hito got nerfed. And they're on par. Hito is now on par with Shigoki levels of hyper armor, but the fastest hyper armor activation in the game now is Yorm's. And that's about it for that. Now, Sunda's release was also bad because he's in the middle. He's not the best character, he's not the good, he's in the middle. And it's just his recoveries and his unblockable lights. It's like, oh, parry the unblockable lights. I'm like, yeah, the unblockable lights aren't bad. 18 damage, okay. But it's what you get. It's the risk and the reward. The risk is you throw out that unblockable, it doesn't get parried, you get 18 damage. Now here's the risk. These lights are easy to parry on console. These are easy to parry. Now imagine a Sunda going up against a Warden spamming unblockable lights. The risk is simply not worth it, and his recoveries are so damn slow. But yeah, you can cancel him with the zone, but it feels like they could have done more. And this character does have asthma. It has heavy asthma. Now the Lawbringer rework was good and bad. They turned Lawbringer into light spam. That's what it is. Shove on red is the meme, and I can agree with that. They see red, they just shove. Nothing you can do about it if you commit to attack. But now we're on to the ugly. This is the big bit. Raiders rework. When it had dodge guard break, it was out. Was still in there with that insane damage. Stunning tap had practically no animation, and it could reset your stun over and over. And Raider became a guessing game, and nobody likes guessing in a fighting game, and nobody likes guessing wrong and being punished. That's just how it is. That's just how the human psyche is. But then there's overdoing it like Raider. Raiders was a very lazy rework. They sped up his attacks, they sped up his damage, and his hyper armor. He did everyone's job too well, and a good majority of the community agrees with that. Because Vanguards are supposed to be adaptable, but not that adaptable. I don't get why a damn Vanguard was able to trade better than Shigoki, who was meant to be the trader of the game. And his damage was insane. If you guessed wrong on a stunning tap, you lost anywhere between 50 to 90 health. And it was overall not healthy for the game at all. It just wasn't healthy. I'm glad for the changes that now it's just storming tap. It's somewhat difficult to parry still. Just because most raiders now are light spam, and they think just because the stunning tap is gone that they only have to light spam. It's like, no fam, you can still do what you can do. Raider is still strong. He's like Genji and Soldier 76 from Overwatch. They had their nerfs, they got nerfed, but they're still strong. That's just how it is with Raider. And now he's in a good spot for the game. Next is Glad's toe stab. Why does Haymaker affect toe stab? And why can the toe stab go up to 40 damage? Why? And there's no risk to throwing the toe stab because you can't really punish that toe stab. A good bit of the cast can't punish it. A good 80% can. If a Glad lets himself get hit with an attack after a toe stab, he's an idiot. Or he doesn't know that he can punish you. Base toe stab does 10 damage, Haymaker adds another 10, and then an attack boost will add another 10, and then a debuff on an opponent will add another 10. So 40 damage for how quickly it can come out is too damn strong. And the risk, there's no risk to throwing this thing out. Plus you can be toe stabbed, and if you eat the 40 damage toe stab, and if there's a Warden or Shigoki nearby that knows how to time it right, there's 90 health right then and there. More than enough to kill you most of the time. But that's just how it is. They basically took what everybody said from the testing grounds and threw it out the window. Next was BP's damage upon release. 20 damage lights with that bash. That was pretty fucking insane. And Umbra. Umbra got its nerf. Tough as Nails got its nerf. And another ugly right now going around is the health bar indicator not showing the right numbers. It's very misleading, especially if it's in a fighting game when it comes down to numbers. The UI should display the correct number. It should display the correct number or squares. It should not be misleading at all. Now, next on our little list here is the revenge gain and bug that went around. Now, there was a bug where revenge wasn't giving you anything at all in some cases, and other times it would not feed it correctly. Now, they fixed the revenge system now, but its job is almost that it does it too damn well. You'll be hit by somebody just after an enemy hit you, like the person you're usually facing. They'll hit you and then they'll back off, and the game will give you a tick, yes, but it'll show the little tick in your revenge bar, but then that other person can just keep attacking you in front of you, and you won't gain anything. And then that person can come in and poke you again. It's too damn good at its job. I think they could possibly implement it to where the game should know if there's more than one person locked onto you. The game should register, hey, this guy here, he has two people locked onto him. Let's just get it ready. Because if there are two people locked on, then 9 times out of 10, both of them are gonna throw an attack. And another issue is Glad's toe stab not feeding the right revenge. It only feeds 1 tick. And just revenge gain in general right now is alright, but it's shit. There are plenty of times where you will parry 4 unblockables from 4 separate people, meaning each person throws an unblockable your way. Somebody will throw it, you parry that, and you're already in the animation to parry. It will go to the next, and then the next, and the next. But you look down at your revenge bar, and there's nothing. There's nothing. You just parried 4 unblockables that could have killed you instantly. But the game doesn't think you deserve anything. And another issue is revenge gain amongst classes. I don't think assassins should gain the most revenge because they're more 1v1 fighters. I think heavies should have a little bit more revenge because they're the ones in the fight. They're the ones supposed to be ganked. But that's how it is. And then the other ugly are feats. A lot of feats need reworked. Punch through got buffed, which is good, but it just highlights a lot of issues with other characters. And like Rocksteady doesn't protect you from Yorm's Bash, but it protects you from the from Highlander's Caber Toss, but it won't protect you from Yorm's Bash and Raider's Stampede Charge when it throws you on the ground. For some reason, it's considered a throw and you're on the ground, but it doesn't work like Caber Toss, where it makes you stand up instantly and you can parry the unblockable. So feats need to be reworked, because there's just some that are bad. Who the fuck uses Iron Lungs? Who uses Iron Lungs? Anytime I see somebody with Iron Lungs, I know they're going to be a bitch and run away. Next was, on the ugly, was Hitakiri's Hyper Armor when it was out. S tier Hyper Armor without a doubt. Heavy on red. The only one who could compete with that at the time was Raider when that rework came out. Those were the two characters you saw and breached the most. Now next was Yorm's guard break bug. You couldn't switch guards apparently and dodge right and parry right with Yorm. I didn't really play Yorm that much during it, which might have been why I stopped playing him, and I didn't realize it at the time. And then the next big issue is rolling away. That's always been an issue in this game, but Yubi made it to where you can catch, in quotations, the roll. Now, the only things that can catch the rolls the best right now is Glad's Toe Stab. I released a video on that showing how damn good that Toe Stab is at tracking, and then Warden's Valiant Breakthrough. It's just with the rolling, they made it to where you can guard break somebody if they're gonna roll, but it doesn't work 90% of the time because of input delay here on console. You have to think in your head early. It's like, okay, is he gonna roll or not? But you try to, it's like, oh, you think he's gonna roll? Oh, you whiff when he rolls away. He can turn right back around and smack you with some damage. But that's about it. A quick recap for you guys. The good was the 4 new heroes: BP, Hido, Yorm, Sunda, the new map, testing grounds, events, the Valk buff, the Warlord buff, the Law Ringer rework, and the Scent rework. Now the nerfs were the Raider nerf. There were a bunch of others, but the Raider nerf was the one that deserved the spotlight. Now the bads were BP's Unpunishable Batch, Shigoki's rework, Glad's rework, Orochi buff, Nabushi buff, the Hitakiri nerf depending upon how you look at it, Sunda's release and his recoveries, and the ugly was the Raider rework with Gladiator's Toe Stab, Revenge Gain, BP's release damage, Hido's Hyper Armor, Yorm's Guard Break bug, feats, and rolling away. That is a recap of the good, the bad, and the ugly in For Honor, year 2019, up until December 4th at 11:11 a.m. Keep in mind, this was heavily opinionated, and I made this after an exam, so my mind is fried, as I got Mountain Dew Code Red in front of me. Probably gonna have some kidney stones, but I don't care. But let me know what you guys want to see, and let me know if you like videos like this, because it's the first time I'm trying to do like a video about this at all. So just be honest, don't sugarcoat it. If it's ass, let me know it's ass and tell me why. Don't just say it's ass just to be a dick. I actually provide criticism and critical thinking, but then again, it's 2019. People don't do that. And as an update for the Celeste live streams going on, that will be the new series until I find something else, because Titanfall 2 was released on PS4 for the free games of the month, and I've already done Titanfall 2. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all